Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tabletop Bob. My name is Bob, and I'll be your dungeon master for tonight's game of Vecna, Eve of Ruin. And I want to just say a couple things there. That intro, do you see the new intro? Look at that. It's a shame. I know
Spooky.
CJ wanted to dance.
I wanted to dance
I know.
better more.
I apologize. But with all things must come to an end, and this is sort of an end to 5th edition. If you have been watching the channel for a while and you're a longtime viewer, you know that this has been a long time coming. I spoke about this, I think, as early as May or so this year. And then I had a live stream in July where I talked about that we're going to do this game, Vecna, Eve of Ruin, which is I guess we could call it the last adventure of 5th edition. It came out in, I think, April or May of this year. And now is the time to play it. And of course, we have our established players here. You have characters that have been on the channel quite a bit. We have CJ, Michelle, Andrew, Dasha, and Randall. Welcome, everybody.
Thanks for having me back.
Hello.
Glad to be here.
Don't forget to
love
like and subscribe. Thanks, Chris from Long Island, for reminding me. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell button. Do all the things in the thing down there. Hit the share button so everyone else knows about this.
You're so good
Just
at
hit
this, CJ.
every button you see,
Yeah.
all of them,
Except
so
for the
good.
except for the thumbs down button.
except for that one. All the other buttons.
You're so
subscribe.
good at this, CJ.
Join the channel. Become a channel member.
You can actually, yeah, you can. But we're not gonna promote the channel memberships, the Patreon, the Cash App. What? Remember we did that game with
Coffee.
the End of the World RPG, and we had we just were horrible people. Remember that? And we tried to promote all those payment things. Not today, CJ. Not today. But I
Okay.
appreciate you. I do. I appreciate because you do the things that I won't do. Like
Corporate shilling.
shill. Yeah, exactly. Ooh, look at this. James from KC says CJ's the first to die. Look at
Plus
that.
300.
Plus 300. Yeah, the betting odds are out. Look at
Oh,
this.
good.
Wow, Itsy Bitsy Spider, thank you for the gifted memberships. And I think I saw Greyhawk Exile with
Wow.
a super chat earlier. Thank you for all this. We do appreciate it. And I feel like this adventure is going to be
Itsy Bitsy
somewhat...
Spider Productions.
Yeah, Itsy Bitsy's been with us for a while, so appreciate it. Wow, actually, that's awesome. It was 20 gifted memberships. Wow, geez, thank you. Appreciate it. This is kind of like my send off to 5th edition. I think if you're a viewer of this channel, you're really going to love this adventure because it's going to span across the multiverse. And I think I've said this many streams already. We're going to have a lot of characters returning. We're going to have people here from channel games that we've had from the beginning, little one-shots, small little multi-shots, all the way up to the big scale campaigns like Icewind Dale, like Supernatural 20, like Keep on the Borderlands, Wild Beyond the Witchlight, so on. So you're going to want to see this. You're going to want to make sure you're watching. So we'll pick a playlist. This is going to be a playlist. In the description, you'll see a link to Discord, and you can join there and talk about these games. The players will be on from week to week on Discord, chatting with you, answering questions, things like that. I'll be in there. I'm in there all the time. And one of the things I'm doing is I want to do some sort of a little fun game as we go along with this campaign. I did make a bingo card for this Vecna game. So you can put 24 characters that you think would show up back in this game. I don't have these characters already, put on the name screens or name placards or anything like that. We are going to find out who they're playing very soon. So if you want to get your bingo card in now, you can. But if you do it afterwards, whenever you post it, we just can't use the characters that have already been displayed. So like after tonight, if you post your bingo card, you just won't be able to use the 5 that are here right now. But you can still post it up. And if you get bingo, we'll see. Maybe we'll do some sort of a raffle or a giveaway, something like that. I haven't thought about it too much. It kind of came to me yesterday. I was like, let's just do this fun bingo card thing. But I think I want to make it something worthwhile. So we'll see. I'll think about it between now and next week, and we'll come up with something. So do that. Bingo card, Discord, links below. And then at the end of the stream tonight, I'll be posting a full-on character guide per chapter. We can thank Dasha for making this. It was very helpful. It'll have little information about each of the characters that are being played in this chapter. And as the game goes on, we'll add more chapters, so you'll be able to see each character's sort of background, what they've been doing since then, and maybe what levels they're at, and also their D&D Beyond character will be linked in their name. So you can see all this, and it's going to be available to you after the stream. How'd I do? Did I cover everything? I think I got everything, right?
I think so.
Anything I miss?
Uh,
I think you got it.
I missed you all. It's been so long since I've seen some of you.
Oh, I missed you too.
Yeah.
We missed you, Bob.
Oh,
And we missed
thank
each
you.
other. It's been a while.
Yep. The friends we made along the way, right?
Yes,
So-
I especially missed Randall a lot. Good to see you again.
Yeah. I've been really missing Michelle.
Preaching to the choir.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I just had a revelation literally 5 minutes before we logged in. I was like, wait, Randall was like, and just say, oh, it's nice to meet you and Andrew. And I was like, oh my God, they don't know each other. That's the weirdness about this channel, everybody. I've got so many people that are on here. I kind of assume you all know each other. It's like it's one of those weird things where I'm like, I just assumed, and I apologize. But it's not my fault. It's your fault, Randall. You didn't come to the barbecue last year, and it's Michelle's fault this year for not coming to the barbecue. So it's your fault.
Shared blame.
Shared blame.
Yes. Happy to share it with you, Randall.
As well. Yeah.
So
We'll
what
weight
we're
on
gonna
all
do,
of our shoulders.
so we can all know each other a little better, we're going to do an icebreaker question. A few years ago, we started to do this on the channel. I think it was my idea, where I decided to create an icebreaker, and everybody gets to know each other a little more. The viewers get to know you a little more. Right, CJ? Was it during Icewind Dale?
I think, it definitely must have been during Icewind Dale that you chose to do it with the players.
Yeah.
I think it was I decided to do it during Tomoa-chan to get to know the characters better, so that we could really get to know the characters and what they would be doing in the moment of the campaign, because the characters are the real stars of the show.
Right. My idea, though, right? Was it my idea?
But yeah, totally your
Okay.
idea.
So we're going to do that. We're going to get to know each other a little better, and we're going to start with a very simple icebreaker tonight. Okay, very simple. You're going to tell everybody who you are and the last time you were on the channel. We might have to talk about a few instances for some of you because, like maybe the last one was a one shot or something like that. But let's go around the panel here. We'll start with CJ. You can introduce yourself and don't tell us who you're playing tonight just yet. But tell us about you. Go ahead.
Hello, I'm CJ. I am playing a character tonight on this wonderful D&D Beyond, this wonderful session of Tabletop, Bob. Wow, I am just totally
You're rusty, CJ.
all over the
Come on
place.
now.
I don't know where I am.
You're rusty.
I'm stuck in a dungeon.
That's right.
Last time I was on the channel was Kraken Week for, what was it? Salvage Operation?
Yes.
Where we just barely got out of where it was, and I was really excited because the end of that really tied into this. So definitely go back and watch the Kraken Week episode, because it's a really quick one shot, and it tied into this really well. And I was so excited at the end of that to be like, oh, I want to know what's gonna happen next. So
It's true.
that was
Yeah,
the last
there
time
were
I was here.
there were a couple of tie-ins, and I should actually talk about
There's
that.
been
So you
Little
definitely
seeds planted all along.
there were a couple of seeds planted this summer. Definitely want to check out the Kraken Week episode, and then also In Search of the Unknown, which was our most recent campaign on the channel. That is maybe worthwhile for this as well. And I was hesitant to put it into the playlist because I didn't want to put something in there and it's not the title. People will be confused, But for now, we'll leave it off. Maybe in a couple weeks I'll decide it's important and we'll put it there. But for right now, we're just going to leave it there. But Kraken Week, In Search of the Unknown, I think that was it. And there was a live stream where I talked about this. But again, if you want to know nothing, you just want to jump right into this story, you can just stay right here. So CJ, thank you. Let's jump down to Andrew.
Hey guys, I'm Andrew. Today I will be... Can I share my character, I'm assuming?
We're not sharing the characters yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm Andrew. The last time I was on stream here, I think has to have been last Halloween, right?
Probably, yeah, for a
Almost
Supernatural
a year
20.
ago. Yeah. Supernatural 20. I don't know if you can
Maybe
see it.
even more, honestly. But it's been a while. We had to put hold on our Supernatural 20 games. The scheduling for those are much harder than the others. But I'm glad that we're going to get to see maybe some of them back in this campaign because it's been too long for Supernatural 20, our Supernatural 20. I see you and Michelle are wearing the shirts. I love it. Look at this.
Gotta represent.
I love it. I love it. Maybe a
That's
spoiler
right.
to come. Maybe. We'll see. Why don't we jump over to Michelle then, actually, while we're at it. Michelle?
Nice segue. Hello, everyone. I'm Michelle. I'm very excited to be back here. Last time I was on stream was, of course, The Curse of Strahd, which
Yes.
is an amazing campaign. We are currently on hiatus, but coming back soon, hopefully. And for
Season
those
2.
of you, yeah, whoop whoop. But for those of you who are following along, I'm of course playing Diony, the little French dwarf. Yeah, she's an interesting character. So yeah, it's a good time. Come watch if you
Yeah,
are
for
looking
those of you
something
who
to
don't
do.
know, Curse of Strahd is, like she said, in hiatus, where we finished season 1, which ended in June, and we're going to be starting Strahd again, season 2, which will start around Halloween. So, more information on that soon.
Yeah,
but-
honestly, I can't wait because like we are currently just staring into the gaping maw of a temple, and I'm dying to find out what happens next.
Yeah, we definitely did end on a bit of a cliffhanger, but that's it. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Right? Keeping people hooked so they come back for more. I think so.
That's right.
Let's jump down now to Randall.
Oh, hey, I'm Randall. Tonight I'll be playing D&D. Last time I was on the channel was St. Patrick's Day, where we played Shadow Dark. I think I played an old man.
I think so.
I can't be certain about that. That is the only detail I can remember, though.
Don't pick Andrew or don't pick Randall's character from Shadow Dark for the bingo card. Won't happen.
I mean, I couldn't even pick him from Shadow Dark. So,
There
yeah. Yeah, I'm very excited to be coming back. I've only played in, I think, one campaign on the channel, but a couple one-shots here and there. And yeah, excited to be back on the channel where all things can happen.
Yeah, and I actually will just add one thing to that. You did play in a few one-shots, and like you said, only the one campaign, Wild Beyond the Witchlight, but you played in one very important one-shot.
That is true. The St. Patrick's Day one shot where I played an old man. That is very obviously the most important one shot I played in. But I do think there was another one that was kind of relevant where we did the very fun. Don't say. Wait, sorry. Actually, can we say it yet?
I don't think so.
All right,
CJ,
I
do
don't
you
want
have
to
the
take
counter?
10d10 psychic
Okay.
damage again. So
Yeah. We did play the game. I'll say it because I'm the dungeon master. Don't Say Vecna. Don't Say Vecna was a one shot that came out about 2 years ago. It was a random thing. Wizards of the Coast just posted it for free on their D&D Beyond site. It was like just a blog post. And by the way, here's a level 20 adventure. So we played that. Little did we all know that actually would be quite an important piece of information. So you can go back and check on that too. Again, one of those little sprinkles maybe, but that one was pretty epic. 20th level. CJ played in that one too.
oh,
And
yeah,
now-
that's where I know you from.
That's yeah.
Of course, you just met. Dasha, last, not least. Go for it.
I would hope so. Hi, everyone. I'm Dasha. I am playing a character, and the last character I played was Annabelle in Viral, which was a Call of Cthulhu.
Oh, yeah.
The second season, I guess, or second iteration of Call of Cthulhu on this channel. I was in the first one as well. It was super fun. It was super unhinged. I'm actually drinking a kombucha right now, so cheers to anyone who gets the reference from that campaign. It was a lot of fun, but I'm excited to get back into some D&D.
Yes, absolutely. And I totally was thinking D&D games, but you're 100% right. You were on Viral. That was a lot of fun. And eventually we got to get back to Call of Cthulhu. But I think we'll have a lot of cosmic horror in this game. So should be pretty
I'm ready.
good. Should be pretty good. All right, so now that we're done with all the introductions and we are ready to go, I think we're going to dive into the game. What do you think? Or should we just talk about
I think I need another cool
stuff?
20.
Can we just
I kind of like talking to you guys. Can we keep going with that?
I know, we totally should do more talking. I mean, outside of games. We should do more talking, like, in real life. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
But I think everybody here is ready to play, and I see some people. So the classics in our chat here. We've got Joseph, we've got James, we've got Greyhawk Exile. I see Chris from Long Island. Just to name a few, I'm literally just running through some here and see what my eyes catch. But don't be confused, Chris from Long Island. We haven't started yet, so you're not alone. Nobody knows what's about to happen. Not even me. It's the beauty of D&D. So, ready to start? Here we go.
Yes, please.
Let's do it.
Here we go. So, we're going to start in... We're going to change the setting here. This game takes place in the city of Neverwinter. Neverwinter, if you don't know, is on the Sword Coast in the Forgotten Realms. I feel like it's very important to state all these things, especially at the beginning here. And this scene opens onto an elf named Eroviel. Eroviel is going through the streets of Neverwinter towards the edge of the city, because what lies on the edge of the city is perhaps what you're looking for. You see the Neverwinter graveyard, sometimes called the Neverdeath graveyard. And Dash, would you describe Eroviel to us?
Yes, Eroviel she's actually half elf, but she's got pretty elvish features, I guess I would say. She has her hair in a braid. It's kind of a brown color, but you could see some wisps of gray through it. Maybe it's a little bit of age, maybe it's like stress gray hair, but you see a little bit of that. She's got kind of dark circles under her eyes. She's wearing also pretty dark clothing, lots of blacks, gray, a little bit of green here and there. Got her leather armor on, and a longbow strapped to her back.
So, Eroviel has her longbow on her back, but it might be time to take out that longbow, because as you approach the Neverdeath graveyard at just about dusk, you do see creatures milling about. You see at least a dozen humanoid figures in the distance. Even though you have some elven sight, at this distance, with the light, it's hard to tell exactly who or what they are. So you approach cautiously towards the cemetery gates, and on the inside, you actually can tell that there are undead wandering about. And when I say undead, I mean a combination of creatures: skeletons, zombies, and what looks like maybe even wights. There seem to be meandering, some of them shambling around, but the more powerful undead, the wights, seem to be patrolling. And there's all different sorts of gravestones. You see mausoleums, you can see statues, all these memorials, and of course, now you see the undead. Give me a perception check.
Eroviel did not get enough sleep last night. That's just a 7. She's like rubbing her eyes.
Perfect. No worries. So you know that you're looking perhaps to locate somebody, but you don't see any people that would be like alive. Everything here is undead so far. What do you want to do? The cemetery gates are closed and they are chained locked.
Eroviel kind of like sighs. She's not necessarily scared. She's on her guard, but it's like she's seen kind of stuff like this before. It's not her first rodeo. She will try to approach the gate stealthily. What does the gate look like? Is it kind of iron bars from the ground up? Is there kind of maybe a stone base and then bars going up from that? Is there somewhere she could maybe lurk under or behind and get a look?
Yeah, so the wall of the cemetery is made of stone. Typically, though, too high for anybody to kind of enter. And then there are wrought iron gates that kind of rise up in an arch towards the top. So it is rather a private cemetery. I mean, you can't really easily wander in. No drunkards wandering off the streets going into there, especially at night. But yes, you can definitely see through the gates. That's where you can gain this vantage point.
Can I do a check to see if I see anything on the ground nearby the gate? Any footprints? Any signs of people recently entering and exiting? I don't know what time of year it is, but if there's any...
Give me a survival check, because you may be on the tail of somebody, so go ahead.
Yeah, trying to see if someone's been here. It's a 14.
A 14. You don't see any footprints. However, you do notice that there might have been a person here at some point recently, because the gates are closed and they were open throughout the day. You've been here kind of casing the scene for multiple days, and every time you've come here during the daytime, the gates have been open. So somebody must have closed it just recently. So, but your check did not provide you anything.
Do I see any sort of like cemetery keepers or like undertakers cottage or like hut or a building where like a main office would be of someone who took care of the cemetery?
In fact, probably the closest structure at this point would be that some sort of like a cemetery office, something where there would be a person doing clerical responsibilities, and that would be just maybe a few hundred feet from where you're at right now.
Within the gates?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a small building. It's one floor, barely it's like a thatched roof that's kind of like sagging a bit. It looks a little worse for wear, but it's the closest building, and it looks like it would definitely be that. It's a structure, not a mausoleum.
Any signs of life inside? Lights, movement?
Not that you can tell.
Okay. And I don't know if this would be a history check or something similar, but have I heard before of undead kind of claiming this cemetery and walking around at night? Or
certainly not. No history check needed. And certainly not. And you've done some research as well, because you've been in Neverwinter now for a few weeks.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And the wall is not climbable, so I would have to go in through the main gate. Is that
not climbable without maybe some rope or a grappling hook?
Okay. Do I see a clear path to the hut from the gate? And okay.
Yeah, there's some shambling skeletons, but they wouldn't really cause you much stress.
Okay. Iroviel's gonna try to scale this fence and make a stealthy run for the hut.
Okay, great. Now we're going to cut scene here. Edmund Bryce Scene. CJ, this is you.
Oh, I'm aware.
Just making sure. CJ.
Okay.
Edmund was on his way to the cemetery. However, you felt like you were being watched. You felt like you were being tailed. And so you used your roguish instincts, and you turned the tide on your stalker. This half-elf who seems to have been following you. She wandered all the way to the front of the cemetery, and you're watching from across the path, maybe 50 yards away, or 50 feet away, excuse me. We don't use yards in this game. 50 feet away. And she's so oblivious. She's looking down at the ground. She's looking at the lock. She's looking and measuring the height of the walls. And she's just standing there, staring, looking around. And she even looks directly at you. And she doesn't see you.
I chuckle a little bit to myself as she fumbles with the lock in my roguish way.
But now you see her attempting to scale the wall. She wants to get into the cemetery, seemingly just as much as you do.
Interesting.
What do you do?
I'll continue to allow her to stay a bit ahead of me. I'll let them climb over the fence or gate, and once they get to the other side, that's when I will stealthily move across to the gate, and inspect the lock that they so clearly had trouble with, and
You want to pick it?
attempt to pick it. I'm gonna go the easy way. I'm gonna try and use my thieves tools and pick the lock.
Okay, go for it.
$23.
23. Excellent. Yeah, the lock opens with ease. Now, Eroviel, you just scaled the wall. You maybe took out some rope, tied it to the top of one of the posts or whatever, the stone columns, got yourself up and over, and you made a run for that cemetery office.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as Edmund sees that you're headed there, he picks the lock, and now you're inside, Edmund.
I'm
You
inside the cemetery. Yeah. So
cemetery, yeah,
again,
exactly.
watch this person running towards the cemetery. But I, in all manner of casualness, just channel a little bit of my best friend Rogal and saunter towards the office.
Excellent. And you notice the undead creatures I described to Dasha.
Yeah.
As Dasha's running, and Dasha, what'd you roll
yeah.
for your stealth? Did you get a roll for that yet? I forget.
Haven't rolled yet, no.
Give me the stealth.
But yeah,
check,
she's
please.
trying to go like hide behind trees and go as quietly and quickly as possible.
Go for it.
18.
18. Got it. Okay, so you see that she's avoiding the undead patrol, basically. Deeper into the cemetery, you can see what looks like maybe wights or some sort of more competent undead. They seem to be patrolling, and she took the opportunity to run at the moment where they wouldn't have sight to her, or at least it would be hard for them to see her. And the skeletons or zombies that she evades, you can tell she's got skill in stealth. It's hard for you to even follow her now that she's inside the cemetery gates. But you see her head for that office. What do you do?
I will saunter still, but I will maintain a wary eye to maintain distance from any of the creatures that I know are within this cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have any awareness of the demeanor of the creatures? Is this just like these are just the roving bands of
Mm-hmm.
wild undead that just like they don't attack unless attacked? Is that kind of, or is it like they'll attack no matter what?
The skeletons
Are
and
they-
zombies that you've observed
Are
here
they-
in this moment, they seem to be meandering. They don't really have
Yeah.
a purpose, it seems like. But there are more powerful creatures that, if they were to see you, they totally look like they would take charge.
Yeah, so I would avoid those, and again, just try and
Okay.
casually get to the office. Again, not
Okay.
afraid of any of the lower level undead. Just casually going to the office
Sure.
and
Totally
following my my quarry.
Great. So you move towards the office as well. Dobby and Bear. The two of you have been in the office of the cemetery for quite some time now, maybe an hour or so. You've been studying the patrols. You've looked through the office. You kind of look for any paperwork of anything that would maybe infer that there's some sort of nefarious supernatural enemy here. You can't really find anything. Everything seems pretty well documented. It's mostly just burials and payments, papers, things like that. Typical office clerical work. But you've studied the whites that have come on patrol, and they seem to be ordered to patrol in there's like 5 of them, and they seem to be going around just kind of pausing, positioning, and then moving back to another position, kind of all of them shifting, moving, so that there's kind of like a 5-point star here. You've noticed, though, a couple of blind spots based on the trees, based on the mausoleums, and all of their positions center around one. And through the paperwork you've looked up, the center mausoleum looks like it is called the Hallex Mausoleum. Dobby, though, while you're here observing, you look out the window and you see an elf, a half-elf, rushing towards the door. What do you do?
Well, I kind of scramble at first because I seem to be a little uneasy on my hooves.
That's
we
right,
could
your
call them.
hooves. Yeah.
Seem to not be quite comfortable.
Not yet.
Yeah, after being startled, I kind of lose my footing a little bit, and I kind of scramble to gain my balance and call Bear over quickly to quickly hide because I see somebody coming up to the front door.
Yes,
Bear.
and upon hearing Dobby tell me that someone's approaching, I say, "Dobby, get back!" And I hurl myself at Dobby and I throw him behind me, like frantically putting myself between the door and Dobby.
I'm
I
just
kind of
frantically kicking the ground right now, trying to push myself back with Bear.
Yes. And I'm just like holding him behind me. My little gnome arms are outstretched as far as they'll go. I'm trying to cover as much of his body as I can. I'm just like wild-eyed staring at the door, ready for anything.
That's awesome. All right, so Dasha, Roviel gets to the door, and the door's locked. Actually, no, it probably wouldn't be locked. You probably would have had to have opened it, right? At some point, the two of you. Dobby, how would you have solved the lock problem? Would you have let Bear take care of it, or would you have done something differently?
Can you describe the door? Is it like an old wooden,
So this entire edifice is like sagging, worse for wear, old cottage, basically. One floor. There's just like one little furnace in the room when it gets cold during the winter. It's not very... imagine like Scrooge, the...
Oh, yeah.
His office
that doesn't sound like something worth my time or magic, so I would probably let Bear just pummel it out of our way.
So you get to the office then, and it looks like the door has been broken into. It's hanging off its hinge, but still up against the frame, so that perhaps it looks closed from a distance.
Are there any windows on the building?
There are.
I'll do that thing where you she'll get right up against the wall and kind of scoot over and try to peer into the window very stealthily. Does she hear anything coming from inside? Does she see anything inside from that cursory glance?
Okay, so I'm going to say that since Bear and Dobby hid while they saw you running, they're already out of sight. Bear's covering you, and you're up against a wall. So maybe even the window that you're looking through, they're right below it. So you're looking through the window, and they're looking up, and they see your maybe your silhouette loom over into the window. They just see from the moonlight. They just see your shadow coming in.
Roviel will take a glance. She doesn't see anyone.
But it does look a little messy, ransacked perhaps even.
So that will put her on her guard. She's not assuming anyone is inside, but she's also not assuming there isn't anyone inside. So she'll kind of keeping to the wall, kind of scooting against the wall. She will go to the front door, and before trying to push it open, she'll inspect it for signs of forced entry.
There are. It looks like a strong force. A strong force from about 3 feet high pushed on it.
Okay. Irovia will reach back, grab one of her arrows, knock it in the bow, and she's ready to shoot, and she'll kind of use her shoulder to gently, slowly open the door.
Okay.
And step inside with her bow loaded.
So Dobby and Bear, the first thing you see is an arrow and a bow, knocked in a bow, entering the door, and then a foot.
Well, I'm assuming we have advantage here. I think we, from our concealed, highly strategic position, knowing exactly where the entrance is and predicting through the eyes of Hawkeye where the intruder will enter the building.
Oh, where's Hawkeye? Where's Hawkeye?
He's in the tree. I'm gathering all this information.
Oh, this is great.
Now.
Okay.
We know exactly where this intruder is coming from, and we are in the most strategic, perfect position you can imagine ready for this intruder to come through this door, and we
You're huddled up.
immediately
In the
take
corner.
action from our huddled position to subdue the intruder.
Great. And Hawkeye says, as you're about to maybe spring into action, be careful. She's not alone. And Hawkeye refers to another half-elf, must be maybe her lover or something like that, coming from behind. He's about 30 feet away.
For Bear, like when Bear sees a weapon and then a foot coming through the door,
Yeah.
just instantly, Dobby, stay back! And Bear will lunge at the foot and do his best to just bite the ankle that the foot is attached to.
Great. Give me a we'll say maybe just a athletics check here to like grab her. We'll count this as a grapple. Rovio, you can give me a opposed athletics or acrobatics check to get out of the way.
All right, I'm grappling the living bejesus out of that ankle. So
What was your
19.
total?
Oh,
I got a
18?
22.
Okay.
I got a
Irobiel
19.
hears the commotion and scoots her foot out of the way.
So so you see this tiny little ferocious honey badger come at you. You don't know exactly what so Michelle, you want to describe Bear to the rest of the channel and Dasha?
Yes, sure.
I mean,
so
Iroviel.
Bear is Iroviel, of course.
Sorry.
So Bear is a little deep gnome barbarian. He's very fierce. He's just kind of sweet at first glance, but you should know that he's a spitfire. And he has a shield that's large relative to his body, but about the size of a big dinner plate. And he carries around an axe as well. And he's like Dobby's little shadow.
Yep, and the person that Bear referred to as Dobby, you see in the corner now, as you jump out of the way of the bear bite, you see a tiefling. Dobby, would you care to elaborate on your appearance?
Yeah, I'm currently a tiefling, red skin, black lips, hooves for feet, which I'm quite clumsy on at the moment after being spooked. I have a nice black goatee coming down my chin, nice pair of horns, not too big, not too small.
Just right.
Just right.
Excellent. So they spring into action. The small creature attempts to bite your leg. The other one tries to stand up, but the hoofed feet, the cloven feet, are a problem. And I see Dobby maybe fumbling to get up out of his prone position. Edmund, at this point, you see an assault happen. A bow and arrow is taken out. A small little creature attacked. And you see another one in the window now with horns. What do you do?
Yeah, I hear this commotion. Clearly, there's has the half elf that was following me, but now I'm following, has kind of burst into this this office, and now there's a commotion going on. So I've got to investigate, because I don't know if they're there to hurt whoever's in there, if the people that are in there are trying to hurt the half elf, because I need to get there and find out stuff. So I am going to rush towards this now apparent commotion, drawing both daggers, Dearth and Nildar, my
Nice.
two magic daggers,
Sweet.
and running towards the thing. So now we've described that this building does have a window.
It has two windows.
It has two windows.
Yep, flanking both the door.
And I have all of my hit points. So I'm going to smash through the window
Oh my god.
so that I have all of my hit points, so I won't die this time when I smash through the window.
Okay. These windows they don't make them like they used to, CJ. These are like iron bar windows. I mean, you might as well be.
Then I
They
guess
don't have
I won't
iron. They don't have. I'm just joking with you. You're fine. You jump through the window, you crash and land in superhero style, and you see a tiefling that's stumbling about. You see a deep gnome that's trying to bite the ankle of the other half elf, and the half elf jumping out of the way, kind of like avoiding a bite from a honey badger.
Imagine the tiefling, whenever you see when like a deer is
Yeah.
born and it like can't stand up and it's like slipping.
That's exactly what I was
Like-
picturing.
And I see that it can't get up, and I'm like, oh, this isn't going to be a fair fight.
So
But I have-
you jump through, and I,
I
think
have-
this might catch everybody's attention. So you can all decide how you react. We're not going to roll initiative here, but CJ, you have the floor.
Yeah, I have Dearth and Nildar drawn in my two hands, probably one forward, one backward, or however, and I guess I'll shout something. What is the meaning of this?
You think it's going to not be a fair fight when you see the tiefling stumbling around, but within a few seconds, you've got an arrow pointed at your forehead and a very frustrated half-elf kind of gritting her teeth at everyone and just saying, "Everybody, be quiet. Do you not see the scores of undead outside this door?"
The undead. They are of no concern. They're roaming savages. They're easily dealt with. Zombies and skeletons, no worries.
She's going to like pull back even a little bit more. Be quiet.
At this point, Hawkeye will fly in and land on Dobby's shoulder. And
during this whole-
telepathically,
oh,
I was going to say
sorry.
telepathically, he'll just communicate with you and says that that shattering of the window seems to have caused some of the undead to move towards you.
Perfect.
Well, Dobby sitting at this point. Done with the scrambling. He's what seems to be the beginning of a fireball forming in his hand, ready to take the place out. Carefully
man.
noting the placement of where his good friend Bear and Hawkeye are, as to not harm them with this force he's been mustering while the commotion was about. Kind of starts to withdraw that power and calls everybody's attention.
Okay. Bear will take out his little shield and his axe, and he'll plant himself firmly in front of Dobby, like back to Dobby, keeping eyes on the two intruders, these massive intruders who've come out of nowhere, and now they're bickering, and just kind of a low growl, a low constant growl rumbling from his little chest.
So everybody does their best at their posturing here. But like I said, Dobby's telepathically telling you again over and over, they're coming. We got to go. We're coming.
Am I able to grasp everyone's attention with this
Yeah, I think so.
fiery
Yeah.
palm?
I mean,
I think so.
I'll point a dagger and say, "Steal your magic away, wizard. There is no
Now's-
need for this."
Now is not the time for threats. We're about to be discovered.
Can I peer out the window and see how many undead are making their way towards us?
It looks like there's maybe like 5 or 6 zombies headed your way right now, but you also look around and you don't see the whites.
And do they look like they're headed specifically to the hut or just in our general direction?
In your general direction. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll kind of get back from the window and look at everyone in the room. There are 5 of them. Are you all prepared to fight?
He's like, Edmund like looks down at his 2 daggers. He's like,
He seems ready to fight.
I see
Like,
you.
and he
Rogue.
looks
Are
at
you ready
Dobby.
to fight? He'll look at Dobby, who's sitting on the floor and can't stand up. Are you ready to fight?
Of course, I'm ready to fight. I have a fireball in my hand.
A fireball or a firebolt?
Well, it's the beginning forming of a fireball.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
I would
Not
be
quite.
cautious of using very bright and loud spells. It could attract more if we do intend to get out of here stealthily.
I would be cautious of correcting one of the greatest heroes of our time. Thank you very much.
And I go, I would be cautious of helping and dealing with any of you and trusting any of you. Who are you anyway?
I just look at Bear, shake my head.
And I will point my dagger at Eroviel and I say, you were the one who was following me earlier. Who are you and why are you here?
That is none of your concern.
It is absolutely my concern. You were following me.
Was I following him or was I following someone else?
You were not following him, or at least not that you'd know of.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was not following you, and I do not know how you came by this idea that I was. I am on my own path.
Well, it seems we've all found ourselves here in this graveyard. You! And I point to Dobby, and I say, what is your purpose here?
Has the name Dobby been spoken?
No, but I point
Okay.
to...
Yeah,
I'm
it's
pointing
fine.
at him, but I say, what is
Totally
your
fine.
purpose here?
Totally fine.
Well, my purpose is none of your concern either. Your only concern should be getting out of here alive at this point.
Getting out of here alive is no concern of mine.
Are you thinking clearly, good sir?
Absolutely.
How close are these zombies to us, and at what rate are they making their way towards us?
Slowly, they'll probably be here within maybe 3 or 4 rounds. They do move much slower than you do. Maybe not Dobby, but you can easily outrun them. They don't really. In fact, even the book says they're of no concern to anybody.
Amazing.
So
Zombies.
So I just want to make sure I clear. Edmund introduced that you are Edmund, correct?
I don't believe I said
No
my
one
name.
said their name yet.
No one has said
No
their
one said
name.
Oh, you guys are being sneaky here. I like it. I like it. Okay. So, they're headed this way. And this point, Hockey will say the whites, they all headed to the mausoleum, the one we've been studying, to Dobby.
How does the path to the door look at this moment from where me and Bear are?
It's totally accessible. I mean, I think Eroviel probably stepped into the middle of the room now, and Edmund is towards the side by the opposite window. I mean, you could easily make it to the door.
Without turning our backs, we kind of do the side shot. I give Bear the sign.
Mm-hmm.
We start making a side shuffle towards the door while holding our attacks at the ready.
Okay, great.
Stay back.
Sure.
As we try and inch towards the door.
Okay, great.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm leaving.
Do not let
Goodbye.
them leave.
Who do you say
not
do
tell
not
me-
let them leave too?
Do not tell me.
I look around. Who are you talking to?
Do not tell me what to do. But I think these two
Don't let them leave.
may be on the right track if we do. And I do not know any of your purpose here, but if we do hope to get out of here without detection, it may be wise to make our exit while we can, and introductions can wait until later.
Me and Bear are still inching closer to the door this whole time.
Continuing to shuffle.
Yeah. My hooves kind of making a sliding noise on the
Edmund-
floor.
Edmund just sighs and goes, "This would have never happened if the Three Musketeers were here."
It probably would have been worse. Probably would have been
So
worse.
much worse.
So you,
Rogal would be trying to befriend the zombies. Let's be
yes.
honest.
yes. So you end up getting to the door.
He wasn't a
and
Three
seeing-
Musketeer at the end.
Oh, it's true. He wasn't a musketeer. That's right. It's the Musketeers and Rogal. Remember?
Oh no, he was.
Rogal?
No, he was a Musketeer by then. By the end, yes, he
By
was.
the end. But then you got Flair back, so he's
That's
out
true.
again. He's out. So at this point, you get to the door. The two of you, Dobby and Bear, get to the door. Edmund says, "Stop them! Don't leave." And do you book it now? Do you just turn and run? Now that you're
Are we at the door?
Yeah.
Is Bear aware of the whites and their location and what's been going on?
Yes,
with that?
you were aware. You were aware of them beforehand, but I guess Hockey would have told only you.
All right, so I'm gonna again whisper just so Bear could hear me that
Mhm.
the whites are making a move. What we've been looking for. I think it's time we're wasting our time here. Before we lose on this sign, we need to follow up and follow this trail.
Understood. I got your back, Dobby. And Bear, like, kind of continues holding his shield and axe at, like, in a ready stance, and continues to survey 360 degrees while following Dobby, covering his back.
So you make the run for it, and in fact, as you start running towards the mausoleum, you do see what looks like a undead creature shambling into the mausoleum. And it's a downward stairwell that goes into the entrance of the mausoleum. It's actually on like a bit of it's set in like into the ground. So it sits down and then into the mausoleum door. The Hallex Mausoleum is huge. In fact, the Never Death Graveyard is known for having these exquisite monuments, these mausoleums, these large sort of stone buildings. And you can see the Hallex one, because it's kind of like underground partially, it looks smaller comparatively, but when you get there, it's still a pretty big mausoleum. You can see down below the stairwell, you see double doors and a rusty chain that looks like has been unlocked. For Edmund and Roviel, you obviously saw them head out and head towards the center, and you don't see the whites because you haven't been surveying with, you didn't have hockey, but you see them and they're headed. It seems like they know exactly where they're going, and it's to one of the mausoleums in the center of the graveyard.
As soon as they make it to the door and start bolting, Edmund looses the dagger towards where they are, but like misses.
It hits like completely. The door. Yeah.
Hits the door frame, looks at Roviel and says, "They're getting away!" And then bolts towards the door, grabs his dagger on the way out, and then continues to try and follow them.
Hey, Roviel, do you match his stride?
As he runs past her, she'll like roll her eyes, grab her bow, and run after them. Not wanting to. I don't know. Not wanting to have the death of this incompetent tiefling and this little honey badger be on her conscience, I guess. Like, these idiots are going to get themselves killed. I gotta follow.
Okay, fair enough. So you follow along the two half-elves chasing down the gnome and the slow tiefling. And you get to the mausoleum. You see them staring down towards the steps that head down into the entrance. Now you see the zombies. They finally reach the cottage, and they kind of seem to be following you in a general sense, but like there's no way they're going to catch up to you. They move far slower than you do. And again, you look around, the whites have been gone. They're not there anymore. So it doesn't seem like there would be any sort of threat immediately. And I'm just looking at the chat here real quick. Somebody, I think it was, is it Joe Stefano, said I need a flow chart. But all joking aside, we actually have that document. It will be after the stream. Remember the character guide. So we will get it. So CJ's Edmund, and Michelle, you'll be Bear. All the information, for instance, for them will be there, and their characters and what's been going on. So anyway, so the rest of you now follow pursuit, and Bear and Dobby, you see them. They're approaching you. They're running.
Oh, they're running. Okay, so I'm gonna look at the door. You said there's a rusty chain holding it shut, right?
It would have been, but it's opened. So.
But it's open.
Yeah.
So when I look at the rust on the chain, are there scrapes in it as if it was very recently opened, or like are there gouges that have then again become rusted over? I want to figure out how recently this was opened.
Sure. You approach the door. You can give me an investigation check.
Sure. Okay, so that's a 20 on the investigation.
It looks like this is opened recently and frequently. There's bits of rust chipped off from the chain, and the door has it. The floor has some of the rust that chafes off onto the ground. It looks like this is typically opened.
Okay. Dobby, there's probably someone in here right now. There's a good chance we won't be alone. But if we go in there, we can at least lock those guys out. What do you think?
So at this point, does Hockey see them chasing us?
Yes, and you see them too. You see them approaching.
So, being my in my hobbled state, I tell Bear, I don't think we could outrun these guys, and I don't know if it's a good idea to put ourselves in between these undead and these unknowns. So I turn around, and they're in shouting distance at this point, and I say, "Stop there! Why do you keep following us?"
Yeah. As Bear says, yeah.
You're
Okay,
muted, Dasha. I think you're speaking.
Iroviel, you could tell what she was doing. She is like
Yeah.
putting her head on her forehead. She's astounded that these idiots are yelling in this cemetery full of undead. She's trying to be as stealthy as possible, and these guys are having a screaming match, apparently. She won't say anything. She'll just kind of like put her arrow back and just put her hands up. I'm just trying to make sure no one sees us, and I'm trying to do my job and get out of here.
Great. So
What's your job? Assassinating Dobby? Not on my watch.
Hearing the name Dobby, Iroviel will like raise an eyebrow. Dobby, huh? I knew a Dobby once. And then she'll like shake her head. It was a long time ago.
it's a common name. I'm sure it's, it's common.
So I hear this, and I kind of take a second look at Iroviel, and while looking Iroviel over, I say, "Well, if that's your purpose, what about that guy?"
And Edmund finally catches up out of breath.
I left before Romeo.
I'm faster than you.
Yeah, Edmund is there, and he says, "What have you done with Eldon?"
Oh.
I do not know this Eldon you speak of. Who is Eldon? Who are you?
Who am I? You ask? Well, I am Edmund Brycene, friend to elf and man. Wink. Hero of Icewind Dale.
They're like, so?
Yeah, Iroviel hates you already.
Kind of tuning this out at this point. I kind of took a step closer to Iroviel, still inspecting, my eyebrow raised.
It looks like a Roviel that you know. There's something off. And age, it's been 20 years. So age may have changed her a bit, even though she's half elf. There's something about her that's just different, and you can't really put your finger on it just yet. You know some of what had happened to her in her past, but with the time like 20 years, it's hard to tell exactly what else has changed. So you see the door at the bottom now. All of you are looking at it, and you hear noise scuffling around down there. I can take you to our Roll20 map, which I'm going to bring us to in a second, but is there anything you want to do before you head into this mausoleum?
I will just reiterate to everyone, please be silent. There are undead around, and while some of them may be slow and unwieldy, others may pose a threat.
I want to make sure I'm not going to get a dagger to the back when I turn around to go down this mausoleum.
Fair enough. So you can kind of sideways go down.
And the Bear is just continuously like positioning himself between Dobby and the others. Any funny business? I'm ending you.
Edmund will hold his daggers up, spin them, and then sheath them both.
Perfect. All right, so I'll move us over to our Roll20 screen, and I'll enter you into the mausoleum. So there's two things to note about the mausoleum, the details here. I believe the Roll20 site should be on, so your character's tokens should be what you see. Do you see it? Yeah, I think I see it here. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to switch us over to our Roll20 screen so our viewers can also see it. And let's see here. I just want to make sure I'm not giving anything away before I go in. Here we go. Perfect. Okay, here we go. So we'll jump into Roll20. So the first thing you notice when you get down into this Halleck's mausoleum is that the stairs that descend down are littered with what looks like bits of stone. It looks like parts of the ceiling here have fallen down. Walls are chipping, and you even notice that as you go further down into the chamber, that it looks like maybe a wall has collapsed, just about, I don't know, maybe 50 feet south of where your position is, down another set of stairs. So right here, bits of debris, and then you can see more debris on the steps, and then finally in this room, it looks like there's even more debris leading to a collapsed wall. No sight of humans though, or creatures.
There's no path, like footprints, cleared pathway, any sort of signs of like creatures that have already moved through here. Like,
you can give me a perception check, see if you can notice anything off.
Sure.
You have go ahead.
Can I do a perception check for any sounds?
Yeah, all of you could. If you want to do a perception check, you can.
Eye for detail. That's just a bonus action.
Totals here?
10.
10?
Great.
17.
17. And Edmund?
17.
Oh, 17 as well. So Bear and Edmund, you notice that even though you don't see footsteps or footprints or anything like that, you do notice that it looks like a path has been cleared, like people can definitely come down here, and the debris is mostly to the sides of the room. There's a center walkway here where people can go in and out. Down in the bottom one, though, it's a little more debris. If you were to move your tokens a little further south, you could probably see what I was referring to. Your characters can't see it from where you're at, but if you go into this room, you'll see it. Yeah.
Mm.
So you can see on the western wall that there's a wall collapse, and it leads into another room. With your 17 perception, though, you'd also hear creatures shambling about. And here's where we're going to go to Randall. Randall, you're in your cell, and you look out through the little bars in it's mostly an iron door, but little tiny bars right in front, just a little lookout. So you see wights enter the room like they typically do. But this time, they seem to move in much quicker and get into positions, looking like they're ready to ambush something that's coming through this wall. And I know your token probably can't see it, so I'm going to move your token out so you can see a little better right now.
Gotcha.
But, yeah, okay. You see the whites, and they get into position, and there's the broken wall that you've stared at for quite a few weeks, and you've seen many people come and go through here. What does Quentin do?
Does it look like they are preparing an ambush or rushing out through the wall?
It looks like they're preparing an ambush.
And this is a metal bar door, so like sound can easily travel through, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to I'm just gonna kind of lackadaisically walk forward a little closer towards the cell door, and just a little louder than I normally would, as I've probably annoyed some of the other prisoners here, and even the guards, sometimes on purpose, sometimes not on purpose. But I'm gonna do it a little louder, and I just start kind of singing to myself. And I would sing it as loud as I can, kind of trying to project my voice in that direction. And you would just hear, "When you're a lich all the way, from your first skeleton to your last undying day." And like just kind of singing and projecting out as much as I can, toward, like, kind of staring at the whites as I do it as well.
For sure.
And just kind of trying to make sure that they know something's back here.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And maybe one of the whites even puts their face right in front of the bars, so your face was kind of close to it, and then all of a sudden a white's gruesome visage shows up, and you may be startled by this, taken aback, but he kind of stares you down and like ushers you to be silent. They take out bows and arrows and they aim towards the opening. The party.
I just kind of put my hand to my ears. Sorry, what's that? Did you want to say something to me?
And to the party, you probably hear the singing, no doubt. So that kind of confuses you. And then you see in this chamber that you just walked into, there are stone coffins sitting on those sturdy shelves. I think you can see them drawn onto the map. You can see that one of them looks like it's partly opened, but not much, like only a crack. And you also notice that there's like bones and things like that on the floor. Like they've been like maybe even picked clean of flesh. They don't look like they're bones that have been buried here. They look like maybe they're bones that have been eaten recently.
Human bones?
Potentially, without time to study them, maybe human bones. Or at least humanoid.
Hearing the singing, I turn to Bear and whisper, there sounds like there's a fearsome creature of some sort making this god-awful noise down here.
Talking about
really
liches.
Kills the vibe. Real creepy, huh? And I'm just gonna. I find it very unsettling, and I'm very worried about Dobby's safety. So Bear's gonna ready up an attack and move very slowly. And if anything comes at us, Bear's just gonna go for it.
Great. All right. Move yourselves, and when you feel like you're good, I will tell you if you see anything.
How's the lighting down here? I don't know if you mentioned that.
So it is dark. There's no lights here. I believe Dobby's got superior dark vision, and then everybody else here has dark vision, at least up to 60 feet. So you should be okay with the immediate room.
I was worried about hockey, making sure. Yeah.
It's pitch black. It would be pitch black. I mean, there's some moonlight maybe coming in because you have the door open, but I'd imagine that by this stairwell, there wouldn't be.
I will also move just, again, like back against the wall, just peering around the corner.
Sure, move your tokens, and I'll let you know if you see anything.
I am going to... I'll ask. I mean, I've been here a while. I'm assuming that this is not a normal means of entrance, this like broken wall, and that they are not preparing in a way that would be normal to me, correct?
So they seem to be preparing in a very... You've never seen the whites do this. They've come through patrolled. They've been they've been guards. They follow the orders of the leaders here. However, this broken wall is normal. It's been this way for a while since you've been here, and people always go back and forth through this wall. This seems to be the most common form of entry.
Gotcha. So I think I'll just kind of a little loudly say, excuse me, would one of you 5 whites stop pointing your bows at that broken wall and light a torch? It's quite unbearably dark in here. I'm just in my cell, but I'd love to see what's going on.
Yeah, it's probably pitch black in there when you don't get much light at all, even throughout the day, only if they allow it. So, yeah. Okay.
And then I'm just going to take a couple steps back.
Everyone, you heard it, so there's somebody there. Why don't we just do this and roll initiative here, because you're not sure what's on the other side, and you're ready to fight, and it seems like they are too. So let's roll initiative.
You're not sure, but it might be 5 whites pointing their bows.
It might be.
And one person who enjoys narration.
All right, so let's see. We got Dasha at a 25, CJ at 12, Quentin at 6.
Did mine not come in?
Michelle at 14, and Dobby at 11.
Yep.
Okay, I don't know why I called everybody their name and you Dobby, but
I like it.
His is his actually says it in his character's name in his.
Oh, that's why. It was just literally reading. Okay, so I've got the order here. It's going to be Eroviel, Bear, Edmund, Dobby, Quentin. All right, so Eroviel, you're up first.
I will take a step around the corner. Do I see any enemies?
You do, and you were ready for this. I mean, you heard the song. You heard the comment about the torches, so you know somebody's there. And as soon as you peek around the corner, your eyes spot a white at the corner there. I think you can even see it on your screen, right?
I do see, yeah.
And it has an arrow pointed right at you as well, but it didn't seem to recognize you just yet.
All right. Iroviel is going to immediately cast Hunter's Mark on this guy over here, and shoot her longbow. She's got her arrow ready. As she steps around the corner, she just lets it loose.
Go for it.
At him.
Roll to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Total?
Oh, hang on. I don't know what happened with the Hunter's Mark there, but the 19 to hit with the longbow?
Yeah, you don't have to roll Hunter's Mark, I believe. You can just roll... Well, I guess you could roll... It'll add the dice total at the end. We'll add it at the end. So, yeah, 19 hits. All
right. So 14 piercing plus 2 from her Colossus Slayer feature.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to attack again, because I have multi-attack, I believe.
Okay.
Same
yeah, you
thing
do,
with the longbow.
Is Colossus Slayer, though, work on if they're not hurt yet?
Oh, you're right. It doesn't work the first time. Yeah, so never mind. Okay. Take that 2 off, but I guess I will... Was there a roll for Hunter's Mark? I can't tell.
It was a 2 as well.
It was a 2. Okay, so yeah, then just the 2 from Hunter's Mark. So 16 damage for the first guy. And let's do another longbow attack.
Is that a 31?
I think so.
Yeah, it's close.
Does that hit?
Just hits.
Seems good.
Just hits.
Seems okay. So now Colossus Slayer will go off. So 8 for Colossus Slayer, 15 piercing damage. I believe I can use Hunter's Mark again. I don't think it's once per... I'm a little rusty with Iroviel. It's been a while.
That's okay. I'll just make sure. You can roll it again and we'll see if it...
Whenever it's a D6 whenever I hit any attack. So another 1 for the Hunter's Mark. 24? Total for that last second attack was 24.
Great,
and the first
excellent.
attack was 16, so 40 damage.
Some massive damage to this white. It is still standing, but it is bloodied. I'll put a little red circle on it. So when you do see them come in, you know he's one injured. These arrows hit critical spots. The white cries out in pain. I guess it doesn't feel the pain necessarily, but it still hisses at you because you're attempting to destroy it. It is going to be the end of your turn. Are you moving anymore, or is that
I'm going to move just in so I can get a better idea of who is in here and just around this corner.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. Now we go to Bear.
Okay, very good. Okay, so I'm going to kind of scooch up here, and I see Iroviel. Hold on. Oh, can't really see. All right, so I guess I see Iroviel engaging, and I see the whites, and I see this prisoner, and there are a lot of emotions because I want to protect Dobby, and all of this is going on. So, in my emotional confusion, I fly into a rage. And Dobby, not Dobby, sorry, Bear, raging, he's just going to start the rage, the bellowing, it slowly rises from the depths of his soul, and as he charges towards the nearest white, he lets out his battle cry, and to Bear's ears it sounds like as he charges with his axe, but
it was so loud, Michelle, it didn't pick it up on Zoom.
I was really channeling the barbarian rage. I apologize. More quietly. Arr! It's like a deep-throated bellow to him.
Yeah.
And to everyone else in the room, it sounds like...
Again, it didn't pick it up. It didn't pick it up.
Oh my gosh.
This happened one time with John's character in Keep on the Borderlands. He had a very high-pitched voice at one point with Karg, and sometimes Zoom just wouldn't pick up his voice. He would say something and he'd be like, I just said a whole sentence. He didn't pick it up.
Okay. Okay, well, it's just the very high pitch, like. Did you hear that one?
No.
No? Okay.
Am I crazy? I'm not hearing it. Are you hearing
No, I'm
it?
not hearing it.
No.
No?
We get like the first like 5%.
Yeah, it just cuts
Oh.
out.
We
But
gotta work
it's a
with Zoom on
great
this.
5%.
Well, thank you. I'll
We gotta
take it. I'll take 5.
We gotta get
So
sponsored by
anyway.
Zoom to do a personal D&D volume allowance. You know, we need a pitch allowance from Zoom. Come on, Zoom, pitch in here.
Come on, man. But okay, I guess AI is not quite at that point. Anyway, it's like a high-pitched wail. If you have seen any of Supernatural 20, where Bear flies into a rage, then you'll know what I'm talking about. So Bear lets out his war cry and he charges at the nearest white, which I suppose is this one over here. And then we're just gonna unleash some axe swings. So what do I I'll start a 15.
A 15 will hit.
Oh, sweet. All right, cool. Well, and how many damages do I have, please?
What'd you roll?
Wow, there's like a delay. Okay. Right, so I guess I'd be holding it two-handed because I'm not holding my shield within this dungeon. So
I thought you
then-
had your shield, maybe, but it's up to you. I don't have a whatever you think you would be doing right now.
Actually, you're right. I never said I put it away. So
Okay.
then one-handed. So I do 7 damage.
Plus your rage bonus, which is I think it's 3 at this point, so it'd be 10.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and your second attack.
Okay. Same thing. Just keep on swinging. Oh, be in that 20. Okay, the 21.
Nice. That'll connect.
Sweet.
Nice.
All right. Very good.
So minus 14 for that one. This thing is bloodied as well.
All right. And then I guess I'm just standing there looking at them.
Perfect. Next up will be Edmund.
Okay, I'm going to seeing everyone rush.
I think you might be further away from your mic. I hear you a little low.
Oh. So seeing everyone rush towards the cracked opening, I'm going to run there. So let's see. 5, 10, 15. I don't see anything really from here. 15, 20, 25. Okay, I can see some stuff here. 30. I can see
A lot.
Bear with these whites. Okay, so this is the one that's been attacked. There's 3 more. And then I don't see Quentin in the cell yet. Okay.
Correct. That's the cell. Yeah, exactly.
So I will. Let's think. Should I try and attack? Oh, well, let's. I will throw Durt's dagger towards the one that Bear is fighting.
Okay, great. And since
'cause
Bear's so low, you could throw it right
Bear's-
over.
Yeah, Bear is so low, it goes right over
Mhm.
his head. So Durt's dagger. That's a non-natural 20 to hit.
Nice.
So 32 damage.
Oh my lord. Yep. With sneak attack, right? Yeah.
Sneak attack.
That white is dead. Again.
Okay. And then
Destroyed.
I will. I'm gonna bonus action. Is this within range? This might not be within range. 25. All right, so I'll bonus action 20 feet to this one. No, because then I'll lose. I'll have lost both my magic daggers. I will bonus action dash. And these are stairs going up, right?
So yeah, so in this room, I didn't give the description because we just kind of entered here, but it is very similar to what you see. There's rubble on the eastern wall, that broken wall that attaches the two. And then you can see in this room, there's a cell to the north. It looks like an iron door with bars as like a window panel. And then, of course, there is the stairwell to the west. It leads to a small little balcony that overlooks the room. but it's only about 5 feet up, so it's not like it's not going very high, just enough to kind of like see the room. And it's a door at the platform that has a very unique symbol painted on it. It looks like it's painted, an eye has been painted there.
Edmund still wearing his eye patch.
Yeah, I know. Edmund only has the one eye.
He only
so,
has one eye.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't think everybody knew that in this party, but now you do.
did not, you all know.
Which eye?
You all have now suddenly noticed that he is missing an eye.
Which
I
eye?
take
Yeah.
note.
Wearing an eye patch.
Which
the
eye?
whole time.
Which eye?
I believe he lost his left eye. But I'm not. I'd have to go back and rewatch it.
I take note of this potential weakness.
But yeah, so I will dash to here, behind the stairs, away from the. So you see Edmund just run in, looks over, sees Bear, throws a dagger over their head, kills the white, and then continues dashing through, and then gets behind the stairwell. And
Okay.
I think at about somewhere around here, he sees, because he's still looking that way, as he's killed
The white.
white
Yep.
over in the corner. He sees Quentin in the cell, and then continues moving.
Okay. So yeah, you get a glimpse of a human within the cell here. Lorena, why don't you describe Quentin now that we got a look at him?
Dreadfully handsome.
Well, hold on a second. It has been a while since
Before
he's had
he
a-
was in the cell.
It's been a little bit, a little long,
Yeah, I imagine he kind of looks like he is very handsome, but he kind of looks like a very handsome actor caught in a candid shot, like kind of like the Ben Affleck shot when he's like getting all the Dunkin' Donuts, like that kind of disheveled.
Are you in a bathrobe?
Yeah, in a bathrobe. They did give me a bathrobe. They gave me a bathrobe. They took everything else.
it's a bathrobe, but it's got a giant eyeball on the back of it.
Yes, lots of eyes. Always gotta have an eye on your back. But yeah, blonde hair, kind of dirty blonde, and yeah, I mean, I guess you'd probably be moving pretty quick. Human, relative average height, but yeah, not looking super great, but does very actively try to like fix his hair as you're running past.
Hey, people can see me, I'm sure. I'm in the dark, but you never know. Yeah, the only reason he can see you actually is because he has dark vision and he's within 60 feet. But technically, it's kind of dark. I mean, I guess maybe there's just a hint of moonlight, but it's even that is just, it's so dark for you. You can't really tell. Yeah. So, okay, so CJ Edmund goes to the stairwell and hides behind that little observatory deck there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. And then we go to
Breaks on the site with a couple
the whites. And so since the whites are only really able to see Bear and Eroviel, I think that'll be the targets for most of them. So we got 2 will shoot arrows at Eroviel because you're not engaged. They're not engaged, so they'll shoot towards you. 2 arrows from each. Eroviel, what's your armor class?
My armor class is 18.
Okay, only one of the arrows is going to hit, and it's going to do a total of 8 piercing damage. And against Bear, we've got those 2 will drop their bows and draw long swords because I don't think they believe that running away from you would probably be the best. So we'll have these 2 come and counter you here.
Iroviel
then-
will use Uncanny Dodge to have that damage.
Okay, great. So only, what did I say was 8? So only 4. And then for you, Bear, what's your AC?
19.
19, eh? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at 1 crit and 122. So
Oh
the
my.
22 will hit for 6 slashing, and the crit will be 15 slashing.
Okay.
You did go into a rage, though, so I guess these would be half, so it would be 7 from the crit and 3 from the regular sword. So we're looking at 10. Not bad.
Okay.
You've had worse, way worse.
Oh yeah, yeah. I they do their damage, and I say, ha ha ha! Is that all you've got?
Yeah, they're no match for Bear, it seems.
Right.
And maybe not Dobby either. Dobby, it's your turn.
All right. Well, not knowing anything that's going on around the corner, I'm still on the stairs here, heaving my heavy, clumsy hooves. I heard Bear's iconic war cry, so I know exactly what's going on, even though I can't see it.
Only dogs can hear her war cry, is what I've heard.
So I'm going to make my way over to this entrance here, feeling a little safer knowing that there's no rogue or anybody that I do not know behind me. Hawkeye is unable to see right now, so he's just hanging out on my shoulder.
Do you want Hawkeye to stay at the entryway so he can stay in the moonlight?
Is there light back there?
Only in the first room, yeah.
Okay, yeah, he'll just stay watch where he can see, where he's useful.
Sure.
So I'll make my way into the room here.
By the way, I don't know if you noticed, I changed, since you have changed your race as well, I made Hawkeye a cardinal. I hope you're okay with that. Matches your red skin.
I like it.
There you go.
Not as cool as a hawk, but
Well,
I'll accept it.
he's still Hawkeye. All right, so you get into the room. What do you do?
Let's see. So we have 1 bloodied and 2 attacking my closest friend here. So I'm gonna have to do my best effort to try and help Bear.
Okay.
I'll send a fireball or firebolt rather.
Okay. I was like, we're getting started here. Okay,
Not yet.
firebolt.
I gotta assess the situation a little better, but I'll send a firebolt at the closest white that I
go
can
for
see
it.
there. Clear vision.
I don't see it coming through. Did you roll it?
Yeah, I rolled in.
Oh, there it goes.
There we go. It was a little
Perfect.
delayed.
So 20 hits with 12 fire damage to the white. That'll go through. So you moved, you attacked. Are you good there in that position? Do you have any more movement? You all set?
No, that's my max movement. Yeah.
Okay. Quentin, all this is happening, and now you see a flame kind of shoot out. It gives just enough light so you can see that there's a half-elf and a tiefling down below by the rubble. And one of the whites gets hit, and you can hear this. You can hear the sound of that firebolt flying through the air, and then the smell of the singed skin and hair from the whites as it takes the damage. You can get a glimpse of some of the other people in this room. A half-elf man runs by. You see an eye patch as he glances at you, one eye glancing at you. You make that quick little eye contact. And then also you hear the screams of a high-pitched wail, battle cry. So that's all you can tell about these people that have entered in. But you know they're fighting the whites, and they must clearly not be part of your captor's group. You, unfortunately, though, I'm not sure what you would like to do, but you're more than welcome to speak.
Yeah, I can definitely do a lot from in here. I think Quentin hears that yell, and hearing a very high pitched yell, just like is like, all right, I'm still young enough to hear that. All right, good. And sort of gets a little closer to the bars.
Yeah.
Now I know I don't have spells right now. Do I have abilities like Bardic Inspiration, Unsettling Words, things like that? Or would those also be sort of like magically not available?
Yeah, I don't think they would be available.
Okay. Totally cool.
Though I'm more on the side of Bardic Inspiration, because I feel like that is like pseudo magical, and like it could be described more as just like confidence. So I would allow that.
Okay. So you said I can see, so I can see the half elf.
You can see the half elf, and which is Erovial, and the tiefling from here. Yeah.
Okay.
And again,
I'm
it would only
that he's hidden behind stairs.
Correct. And honestly, the
Okay.
only reason why you can possibly see is while the fire bolt is going out. So it's going to be a quick decision, and it'll probably have to be the tiefling or the half elf behind him.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna look at the tiefling was throwing fire, and the half elf was shooting arrows.
You see
I'm
a
gonna
bow
look
in her
at
hand, yeah.
Or so, what?
You see a bow in her hand, yeah.
A bow in her hand. Okay. I'm gonna look at the elf and just point at the one that's wounded and just kind of go into a little bit of a song and just say, "Shoot him through the heart. I'm not sure if it works. No one knows if he actually has a name." And I'm going to give you a bardic inspiration, so you have a D10 that you can add to whatever you want.
Sweet.
And I do just kind of look over at the wife that just got burned. Oh, Jeffrey, that's not looking good. And also, if someone could shoot or destroy the lock, that would be wonderful. And I'm going to back up.
Perfect. Unfortunately, though, there is no padlock on this. There is a key that would open this door. And now that you mention it, Edmund, you peer out and you do see a keyhole there. You feel like there's no lock you can't pick, but you haven't tried this one. Let's jump to who's next here. That's Quentin, top of the order. Erovial, bears on deck.
Yeah. Hearing this silly tune that she was just sung by this prisoner that is apparently now in here, she'll, I guess, get a little bit more confidence. She'll step out and she's going to try to use her volley ability to attack both of these guys.
Sweet.
I believe this one still has Hunter's Mark on them, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so I do have to roll a separate attack for each one. So I'm going to roll, this is for the one that I have Hunter's Mark on, and this is for the other one.
You can do them separately too. So for example, the one you're attacking right now with a 20 is going to die. It has your basic attack will kill it. Even if you rolled the worst possible outcome, it only had a couple of hit points left. So that one's dead. And then you would move Hunter's Mark and then allocate the second attack to whomever you'd like.
Perfect. And has this guy been hit before?
No. The only creatures that have been hit are the one that you hit and the one that's now dead.
Perfect. Okay, so this guy's dead. Transferring Hunter's Mark to him. His it was 21 to hit, so...
Wait, I apologize. Dobby attacked this one. And Edmund attacked this one, right?
No, I killed the one that was there.
Oh, right. That's what it was. So Dobby hit this one for 12. Yeah.
So this one is still, though, untouched.
Yeah, that one's untouched. So I guess this one, let me mark them. Let me give them a little color here. So the yellow here, we'll go with pink or purple. And this one we'll give blue. This one right here has not been hit. The blue has not been hit. The yellow has been hit for minimal, 12. And then the purple one is full.
Okay, so I just hit blue for 21, 10 piercing damage. Ignore that first Colossus Slayer, but add 6 for Hunter's Mark. So that's 16 damage on the first attack.
Right, makes sense.
That
was the second, correct?
What is it?
Wasn't that the second attack?
So I was using Volley, which is an ability where on one attack I can hit multiple creatures within a 10-foot range.
Never mind.
I don't know if that eats up my multi-attack. I don't know if it's like a separate feature on its own.
No, I don't believe it does, because that's the point of it. Otherwise, you would just do separate attacks anyway.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So now, and can I use Volley once with my first attack and once with my second attack, or is it just on that first?
Probably on the first,
action?
but what's the feature called? Volley, and it's from your ranger?
It's, and I just closed my D&D Beyond character sheet. Hang on. I meant to click on it, and I closed it. It is on my character sheet. It's in the features and traits, and I'm reopening now.
Okay.
Here we go. So it is under multi-attack volley. Says you can use your action to make a ranged attack against any number of creatures within 10 feet of a point that you can see within your weapon's range. You must have ammunition for each target as normal, and you make a separate attack roll for each target. This is just a level 11 feature that she gained at one point.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's got to be an additional then, because otherwise it wouldn't work. So yeah, in that case, I misunderstood actually. In that case, you did have to pick your targets probably first. So the one with Hunter's Mark would have been the dead one. So I'll take the 6 points off of it. But now you get your final attack, and it would be against the one that's now injured.
And
has
can I
Hunter's
use
Mark.
that volley again, so I could potentially hit both blue and yellow? Because they're within 10 feet of this point
Ooh.
in the middle?
That's a
I
great
believe.
point. I'm going to say yes for now. I don't think there would be a problem with that, but I'm going to double check this. If we may play it wrong, we'll do it for next time. We'll correct it.
Yeah, sounds good. So
Yeah.
attack on blue, attack on yellow. 18 and 24.
18 hits and
Okay.
24 hits, obviously.
Okay, so on blue, that's 13 piercing damage plus 3 Colossus Slayer
Okay.
plus the Hunter's Mark. So
Okay,
16.
so far it's 16, and the Hunter's
Mhm.
Mark would be...
Did it go through? I'm going to click it again.
2.
Here we go.
Gotcha.
2.
It's
So that's
bloodied,
on blue,
but
and then
alive.
on yellow. 10 piercing, and then 6 Colossus Slayer because he had already taken damage from
So
someone else, I think.
16 total there.
16.
Both bloodied now. Okay,
Beautiful.
great.
And Iroviel will run over here to get some cover. She's like shoulder to shoulder with Edmund. She's not super happy about being shoulder to shoulder with Edmund, but she has cover to
Gotcha,
some
okay.
degree.
Let's see here. And you know what? I might as well just give one little shout out here to Edmund, and Roviel probably would have seen this now that you're in this position. It looks like there's another hole in the wall to the south. And you actually hear the sound of like either running or bubbling water beyond. You can't really see because it's like you can see there's like rubble in the way, but it looks like it's you could traverse through there. It just would take a little bit of time to move carefully. Okay, let's go to Bear. Bear, you've got 2 whites. One is bloodied now, and the other is at full health.
Okay, cool. I guess I'm gonna take a split second to look over my shoulder. I see that Dobby is okay. I am pleasantly surprised, and then I'm going to initiate a very reckless attack. I'm
Nice.
feeling kind of frantic. I need to get back to Dobby, so I'm going to attack recklessly the bloodied white that I am adjacent to. One of these, and give me another one of them. Okay, cool. So that looks
that's a
like
hit for
20.
sure.
Yes. All right. Sweet deal. All right.
Nice.
So I do 11 damage to the bloodied one.
You hack through this one. You just cleave its body, its upper half, straight through it, a diagonal. It slides off to the floor. The second attack now.
Yes. Okay. Yes, the bloodlust is rising, and I'm just like grinning maniacally.
Even Quentin gets like hit with like a spray of blood. It just like hits the door frame. You're covered.
It was already a mess.
Bear's just like like cackling like a lunatic while doing this. All right, so then we have a 21 to hit again, and we'll do 10 plus 3, 13 slashing damage.
Great, excellent.
Okay.
And are you cool in the corner here with this purple white?
Oh yeah, I've not used my bonus action, right?
You haven't.
Okay, I guess I'll use my bonus action to disengage. Actually,
Can you? I don't. Do you have an ability to do that? You might be thinking of rogue. Your
Listed
rogues.
here in actions in combat says I can disengage.
Well, it's
Or is
an
that just a
action.
list of every possible action?
It's an action unless like Edmund has the rogue archetype. He can, or the rogue feature where he can disengage for free. The
But not a bonus action.
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, no worries. Then I'll stay. But I guess I'm happy here because I see that Dobby's still behind me technically.
Yeah.
So I'm still like between them
He's-
and Dobby.
He's happy.
Nice.
He's living his best life with these legs. Edmund.
All right.
Okay. I will, now that Roviel's gotten to come over here, I'm going to leave and run up over here.
As you should.
Ew.
I'm like, yeah.
Get away from me.
I'm the half elf.
You know, it's funny. Edmund is friend to elf and man, but
Not
What about
other
half-elves?
Not other half elves.
Oh God.
Prejudice going on here.
So, to his own
No.
kind.
No. We're good. Maybe. I don't know. You're. I'm still not sure about you, but I'll run up to Quentin because he's a prisoner, and he's been captured by monsters. Edmund
Seemingly.
does not like monsters.
Seemingly.
Oh no, they're monsters.
Whites are people too.
Okay.
They were.
That's one point.
They were.
But I will attack. Do I want to?
I believe
get
one of your daggers is
Quentin
like
out?
lying on the floor here, right?
Yeah, one's over here, but I still have dearth.
Okay.
Did
or
you
no, I
see
have-
Quentin just kind of pointing at the lock? It's right there, below your left hand.
Yes, friend, I see it. Can you fight, friend? Is it? Can you fight? Okay.
Not in the traditional sense, but yes.
Okay, great. You seem a bit wary, but okay.
Yes, I am in a prison cell, so
Should I-
there's a bit of contextualization that might be important, but
Should I worry about the guy next to me, or should I worry about you getting out of this cell right now?
Only.
I
only
don't
Edmund.
really know what you're about, so that's going to be a hard thing to say. I would very much like to be out. He's technically already dead. So,
Very well.
wanna try it?
suppose I can give it a shot. I'll duck down and try and very quickly
Sure.
thieves' tools this lock.
I was gonna say the creature could probably get an attack of opportunity on this, but he has a longbow out, so I don't think that would be very, very useful. So he's gonna stand. He'll maybe on his turn attack you, but you can take your action to do a thieves' tool check.
Okay. That is a 23.
Very nice. Yeah,
Technically-
CJ. I mean, with a flick of the wrist, Edmund has this cell open.
Yeah. And the door just like swings open towards other, I guess, away from
Yeah.
Quentin. It's a
you didn't have to slow it with the door.
And the first thing you notice is the smell. Oh my God, this guy stinks.
Yes, the metal bars open.
No, it's a door with a tiny little metal window with bars.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, the little window has bars. Yeah.
I don't know what's worse, the smell of you or the smell of these these undead. But
Yes,
you can
I get
fight
it. There's a lot of shit in here. Again, prison.
The white swings at you, CJ, or at Edmund. Takes out a longsword. 14 does not hit you, I assume.
Does not hit me.
11 does not hit you.
Does not hit me.
Okay, he swings at you and flails. The sword maybe clangs off the metal bars, and Quentin, you are freed. But Dobby's goes first, and then it's you.
Oh, okay.
Dobby, you first, and
What a
you see the
tease.
door open. The human steps forward.
All right. So, seeing this opportunity, a wounded, swinging white at Edmund, and remembering Edmund throwing his dagger, narrowly missing me on my way out of the barn, I think I will send a gift of my own, narrowly missing Edmund, but accurately and precisely hitting the White Walker, swinging at him, kind
Okay.
of like a 2-for-1 there.
I love it. And what are you going to hit him with?
I will fire. Hold on, let me see what I got here. Okay, I don't want to hit Edmund, so I can't. All right, I got to pick carefully here.
Fireball is really a Swiss Army knife.
I will shoot a. Let's see. I'm gonna go with another fire bolt.
Good,
So,
and that'll give Quentin
precise
just a bit of
instrument.
illumination as well.
Yes. Is there anything on the walls? Anything that I might be able to hit with it to give us some light, or?
No, it's mostly stone. This like
Okay.
crypt that you're in. Yeah.
All right, I let the firebolt fly.
Mhm.
Maybe burn a hair or two.
You were so worried about narrowly missing him, you narrowly missed the white.
Distracted again.
Yeah. All right. Well, either way, Dobby does no harm, and sometimes doing no harm is best. You want to stay in your position by the wall still, or you want to move?
Oh yeah, I think the only reason I missed is because of these hooves, so I don't think I'm moving anywhere.
Okay, fair enough. Quentin, the flash of the firebolt fills the room for a glimpse at your maybe saviors. You see the half-elf before you, a half-elf in the corner, and a small little gremlin-like creature about to kill that white in the corner.
Wonderful. I use my bonus action to dust blood off of my wipe blood off of my chest. And this one is wounded, correct?
The one right next to you? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Like falling apart wounded, or just like
He's hurt. He's bloodied. I mean, he's certainly injured quite a bit.
I'm just gonna look at the one-eyed man in front of me.
Hmm?
I very much appreciate you opening the door. You look out for me, I look out for you. Back scratches, and I just kind of reach my hand out, and I'm gonna cast Inflict Wounds on the white.
Great.
So
Yeah, go ahead. I actually want to describe one last thing to probably Edmund, but maybe Dobby would also see this because you're kind of paying attention to that area. When the door opened, Edmund, finally, it seemed like there was some sort of a magical seal that was broken, a quick shimmer of arcane glow before it opened, and then finally, cracked open and that glow went away.
That's what was keeping the smell back.
That was keeping the smell. It was. It really was. It was keeping the smell back. And then you were assaulted by that stench, and now you see this guy come out, and he grabs the white and will do inflict wounds, which looks like you got a natural 1.
I absolutely beef it.
Okay.
I think I say my line of I scratch your back, you scratch mine, and reach forward and immediately fall forward on my face. Sorry, it's been a little bit.
Scratching the whites back into Mike. That's
Sorry. Getting my footing. Hello, everyone. Shit. And that's my turn.
Okay. Great, excellent. I'm going to put you just outside the cell.
That works.
We'll just leave you here for now. Let's go over to top of the order, Roviel. Roviel's had enough of this.
I'm gonna continue what I've been doing. I'm going to use volley. I think if the point is here where Quentin is, are these both the whites considered to be within 10 feet of that?
Correct. Yes.
Am I doing the math correct? Okay, so perfect. I'll attack them both. Again, separate attacks for each one. One blue and whatever the other color is. 17 and 17.
Both hit. 17.
Both hit. Perfect. So blue, 15 piercing damage plus 4 Colossus Slayer. So 19 plus his Hunter's Mark that is still on him. Plus 5.
Yeah, that
so
kills
24
the white.
damage to that guy.
Yeah, he's dead. Another arrow knocks back in your bow and flies, hits the creature square in the head. It falls down at Edmund's feet. The second attack, moving Hunter's Mark.
Yes, moving Hunter's Mark to the last guy. So 16 piercing, 1 Colossus Slayer. So 17 plus Hunter's Mark again. Plus 3, so 20 damage to the last white.
Excellent. And 20, it puts it bloodied, but not dead yet. Bear, you're up next. And
I have one more attack.
Oh, dang. Oh, that was the volley. Right.
That was the volley.
Go ahead.
So with the Hunter's Mark, with everything, I'm going to just hit that guy again. 25 damage, or 25 to hit.
Ooh, Roviel.
19 damage from piercing and Colossus Slayer, and one last little Hunter's Mark.
Sick.
25 damage.
You kill it. Bear, you were about to hack this one into pieces, but a volley of arrows just slam into it, pepper it, and it falls, slumps behind in the corner. It's destroyed.
Bear, I mean, maybe no one sees it except for Quentin, but Bear's eyebrows basically like disappear into his hairline, and then he like slowly turns around and sees Iroviel there, and then he turns more and sees Dobby totally safe and sound, and then he makes eye contact with Iroviel and just gives her a
little head
nod.
Yeah.
Yes.
She'll nod back at you, and she'll go to retrieve her arrows. She'll get back as many as she can.
Yep. You can take half. Just make it simple.
I pictured all of that in slow-mo, by the way.
Perfect.
As did I. Comment's over. You may discuss.
Oh, is this guy? This guy's gone.
Yeah, he's the one that just died. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I saw him still there. I wasn't. I thought it might have. When you said died, I thought it was the other guy.
It is pitch black though, so Quentin cannot see very well. I mean, the flash of light and things like that, but it's like seeing like almost like a firework go off, and then it's pitch black again.
I am assuming that everyone in here is friendly, since there's no more killing happening. Is that safe to assume?
Depends on why you were a prisoner.
Yeah, are you friendly?
You seem to have held your own in this combat against these whites.
Did he?
Oh, I thought you meant that, like, if I committed a crime. Yes, I can hold my own. Though that cell held a bit of it for me. I couldn't. All of my. I am an arcane user. I couldn't use anything in there. So I've been here for a little while.
Roviel will walk right up to you as you're speaking.
Oh, hello.
And kind of interrupt you. She's like looking around, trying to perceive what else is here, and she'll kneel down by. Are you still on the ground where you fell?
I think he clawed his way
getting
up. Yeah.
She's gonna like crouch by you and ask, "Are there others here?
Oh,
Other
yes.
prisoners?"
Many. Oh, prisoners also, yes. There's more of everything except good here.
And he's not looking at you. He's looking like where he thinks you are. He has no idea where you are. Yeah.
I'm just kind of looking between the two of them.
She will grab him by like his
Oh,
collar
hello.
and like right in his face. I'm looking for a woman,
All
an
right.
actress.
Are
there more prisoners here?
I haven't seen any shows before put on here, but yes, there are more prisoners. I believe in the cells beside me. One. I'm assuming I'm pointing in the right direction, so I'm just going to point in all directions. You seem to be able to see what's going on. Also, does someone have a bloody torch?
Finally. They're like, no, we all have dark vision.
No, we all have dark vision. Yeah.
This isn't Shadow
Roviel
Dark.
will drop him and go to the neighboring cells and see if she can find.
So you do see two other doors, but these are not cells. These are doors that look like they lead to storage rooms. So this door you're headed towards on the left-hand side of the room. I'll just open it for you. You can move your token in, and I'll switch us back to Roll20. I wasn't sure if we were needing it, but we will go back now. Inside this storage room, you can see a whole slew of different goods like foodstuffs, blankets, quilts, things like that. Are you looking for? You say you're looking for like a torch.
I'm looking for the person that I'm looking for.
So you're not looking for what he requested. You're just looking. Yeah, okay. This is
I'm
not
looking
a
for
cell.
more prisoners, basically.
Gotcha. No, it's boxes, bags, crates, things like that stacked up against the wall, foodstuffs. You do see lanterns. There is a lantern, and a bunch of oil. There's chains and manacles, as well as what looks like a crate filled with various vials. They have no label on them, but sorry, they do have a label on them. You can see a crate full of vials, and it says healing use only. The crate.
How big of a crate?
A bunch. You could probably get dozens of these little vials.
Rogue, get in here and help me. She'll like peek her head out.
You there, bro?
Yes, you. Get in here.
That's a no on the torch, then?
Edmund will.
She'll
reach back.
grab one of the lanterns and just like place
Edmund
it
will
outside the
hand-
door.
Edmund will reach back, like look through his backpack, grab like a torch that is probably like.
Oh, he does have a
years
torch.
old.
Okay.
I do have torches. I've never used them, but hands him a torch, but nothing to light it with.
Thank you. I just use prestidigitation to light it.
And then
Appreciate.
And it's funny because Rovia put the lantern down, but he doesn't know where that is.
I couldn't see the lantern. Yeah.
heads towards this door,
Sure.
sees Erovio, and is like,
I'll point to the crate with the healing potions. I'll
Mhm.
take one out and show it to you.
Sure.
"Fantastic healing potions. I don't believe anyone's injured, but they're good to have. Let's
Carry it out together.
collect them out. Yes."
You can take as many as you feel like you would be able to reasonably carry. There are dozens in here.
How much do they weigh?
They're small little vials. They don't weigh more than half a pound or something like that. They're tiny. Though you are adventurers and very high level adventurers, they don't look like healing potions.
Okay.
They just look like
I'll still
potions.
take them, but just get them checked out
Sure.
first before I use them.
From my at least what I feel I've read. I can't say that I have read this, but from what I feel I have read, healing potions have a blue color to them. I could be totally wrong. Although in video games, blue is usually mana, so I don't know. But I feel like I have read somewhere in my mind that D&D healing potions are blue. Maybe I am wrong, but
Would I be
Are-
able to tell from a distance as they carry them out of the room?
Uh,
Or is it-
no.
is it
You
not
would have
obvious?
to. You'd have to like maybe, if they are magical, cast detect magic on them to discover what it is. So no, but you could just drink it and see what happens.
Not going to drink it and see what happens, but
All
I'll
right.
take a few and stow them away in my pack to
Okay.
get maybe inspected later.
Just write down the number. You tell me. Doesn't matter how many, but you tell
Mhm.
me how many you want.
Taking 6.
Okay.
That's
Great.
okay.
And then, you come out of the room, but there's nothing else there. The torch lights, and now you see a lantern, you see oil. Quentin,
grab-
you can take either, your choice.
I'll also prestidigitation the lantern from afar, just so that there's more light.
Okay.
And just say, all right. It looks like we're all on the same team of being alive, so let's be on the same team then. I'm Quentin.
"Hi, I'm Edmund Brycene, friend to elf and man. Wink."
Did you just say wink to me?
Huh? No, I introduced myself.
Just remember,
Embracing.
technically, Edmund, it's Blinks now.
Well, it's still one eye.
I mean, it's really a philosophical difference, isn't it? Yeah, one eye. You do have a very curious wound for this locale.
Yes, it's an injury sustained in Icewind Dale. A jar of eyeballs. I sought to seek information about the future, and it stole one of my eyes.
This is true.
All right.
You sense no lies.
Half elf defeated by a jar.
Mhm.
And
Not quite defeated. Only minorly injured.
right. And
It helped heighten my other senses, actually.
Like Daredevil.
it, did it? No.
Half Daredevil.
Yes, haven't you ever experienced such a thing?
Having my
Someone-
eye sucked out of my head into a jar? No,
No, but having
unfortunately.
your senses, I mean, clearly your sense of smell was not, was clearly injured by your lack of sight in this darkness, but sometimes, you'll experience a heightening of the other senses. Perhaps your hearing or your sense of touch by all of the darkness.
Yes, humans are known to smell better in the dark. All right. Friend, the one who is friend to some, very specifically. And you? And just points at Eroviel.
She is kind of distracted. She's hearing you. She's like looking around, trying to find other people, maybe. But she'll say, "My name is Iroviel, and I need to know where the other prisoners are."
All right. I may be able to help you with that.
Thank you.
So I would be on the side there talking to Bear. I was kind of mentioning to Bear that I've only seen that kind of skill with bow and arrow rarely in my
Maybe
time.
once
And I was
ever.
telling her,
Yeah.
telling Bear of my thoughts, we could say. So that kind of intrigued me to this introductions, and I'm listening keenly.
Okay. Are you gonna tell them who you are?
Yes. After hearing these introductions and of the friendly man and elf person, I feel more acclimated to this group. I'm getting good. My senses are telling me it's okay to share, and
Yeah.
I'll introduce myself as Dobby and look over at Aroviel for a reaction.
Ooh.
Again, she kind of like maybe you see her look up maybe and have a quick memory, but this isn't the Dobby she thinks she knew. So she'll just kind of shrug it off. She's heard his name once before, and maybe it's a common name.
So reading this reaction, I just have an eyebrow raise with my suspicions, but I also stay silent as I'm unsure.
A pleasure to meet you, Dobby. I see that I'm not alone in a wielder of the arcane. That was quite a bit of flame that you could throw there.
Ah, yes. Thank you. I did have a slight slip-up, but rest assured, there will be more.
Luckily, the
I
larger
swear
the
that
flame,
never
the
happens.
larger the rounding error. So,
This is the first time this has ever happened.
So
lots of people have that problem, I hear.
Now that everybody's been fully introduced here, you're
except for Bear.
Oh no,
Bear has not
Bear!
been.
My bad. Go Bear. Go Bear. Go Bear.
Bobby thinks that our characters and us
Know each other. Yeah. Damn.
Yes.
Go Bear.
Well, Bear, I guess, was deep in conversation listening to Dobby's thoughts, and then he watches Dobby as his eyebrow goes up, interacting with Iroviel. So then Bear turns around to Quentin, and Quentin, you see that Bear's same eyebrow is raised, perfectly mirroring Dobby's expression. And then he says, "I'm Bear of the Greyhawk Underdark, loyal companion and follower of the great Dobby himself." And he presents Dobby.
Are you a ward?
I don't know what that is, but no,
All right.
I'm just Bear.
Bear's
Suppose that
not
could really be
Yeah.
either answer then. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Bear. You just kind of looks around the room. Certainly know how to make a mess.
That's yes, that's one thing we gnomes excel at.
Yes. And he just kind of looks down at himself and just says, speaking of, and just starts prestidigitating like all of the dirt and blood and probably other things that are on his clothes, and just starts cleaning himself up magically. And just well, I'd say it's this is not a great place. I don't know if you all know what it is. You said you're looking for an actor. What is their name?
I'm looking for an actress named Indrina Lamson Settle. She is well known in this town, I believe, but she's been missing, and I've been hired to find her. I've been tracking her down, and my investigation has led me to the cemetery, but I'm at a dead end, and I can only assume she's being held here, captive.
Well, I can at the very least confirm that you've arrived at the right location. Indrina is indeed here. I don't know her extremely well, but I do. I have heard her name and heard her through the halls. Are all of you seeking Indrina?
No, I am on a keyword search.
All right.
You're coming in a little low, CJ.
Hi. Oh, I apologize. I'm on a keyword search.
Yes, you did just say that. I appreciate you reiterating
No, I know.
that.
I just wanted to if anyone else was having a hard time hearing me because there was some.
Oh,
sort
you
of
want to make
issue
sure
with my
everyone else
volume.
in here hears you. All right.
Yes.
Odd strategy, but
Someone
so-
may have mentioned that my volume, my voice did not come through
A spirit from
clearly
above.
enough. The
Ah,
spirit from
I see.
above.
I see.
The-
All right.
But yes, I'm on a keyword search.
All right. So a Sudoku enthusiast.
No, Eldon keyword. He is a relative of mine.
Oh,
gone missing.
Eldon.
Eldon keyword. Yes.
All right. You may want to use a full name next time. Yeah, I do. I have Eldon is here. I do know of Eldon. I don't know if their surname is keyword.
Of course, he has a last name that's like 2 normal words.
Hearing him mention Eldon again, and now hearing him say that he is also missing, does this align with my investigation? Is this one of the other missing people I've heard of?
It does. Yeah. In fact, the street vendor that you had interviewed just earlier, maybe yesterday at this point, mentioned the same thing. That the actress, Indrina Lamsen-Settle, and yes, that is her name from the book, Lamsen-Settle, all one word, that is her last name, has gone missing.
Dreadful name.
She's on a lambs and settle search, and I'm on a keyword search.
I think if you're on a keyword search, you may want to use all the words you're searching for. It
Keywords.
will fruit better results.
What is there to misunderstand? I am searching for keyword, a keyword search.
Yes. And the other two of you, are you
serious?
also searching for someone or thing here?
So either of those two names, have we heard them before?
You might have heard that Indrina, because she's probably the highest profile person, has gone missing through your investigation. The other two, not quite at all. But if you want to give me a history check, you can regarding some other missing people.
History check for me as well, or just
You can,
me?
yeah. You both can. Yeah, you both have been here in Neverwinter for what did we say, about a week or two now? You've maybe been here doing some research, and finally, tonight was the night you came to the cemetery.
Sounds good. I
Look
got
at
a
that.
17.
16 for me.
Okay, so then you both would know that there is one other person that went missing, and that person goes by the name of Umberto Noblin.
These names, man.
Yep. Umberto is a gnome historian who has written various books about deities of the Faerun, and probably the other more high-profile person, somebody who would have name recognition. Other people have gone missing, and you've heard through your inquiries that many people have gone missing over the past 4 or 5 months. However, like I said, they're just names to you. You don't remember Eldon or anything like that.
All right, so I'll just share to the group. Yeah, myself and my friend here, we're here for information. We've heard some strange sightings and disappearances, so we're just here for information.
And
We're kind of ghost hunters.
We're kind of a big deal in the ghost world.
Oh,
Quentin, are you a missing person as well?
well, not anymore.
How did you come to be here? How did they imprison you?
Could I think you would very actively see hesitation on Quentin.
Just like now. Yeah.
And just kind of you see like a bit of a facade drop for a moment as he does like kind of look over everyone very distinctly and just, well, I did not find myself here by accident. I merely found myself here overwhelmed. I meant to come here also looking for information, but I instead found my way into a cell. Though I did get much information as well, so, you know, win some, you lose some.
And I'd imagine your eye now would be drawn to the eye symbol located on that door that's up in that little stairwell 5 feet high in this room. And everybody else can probably look towards it as well. The lantern light now, torchlight filling it. And again, there's something that all 5 of you feel, like a shiver down your spine. Like that symbol is almost calling to you. And it's at this point I think we're going to pause. We have our group united, the convergence of heroes, so to speak. And tune in next week because we're going to be coming back with episode 2. The plan for this, and I just want to say awesome job from all of you. It's very weird playing these characters in this way, and I think you did a great job of dealing with like the awkwardness of, you know, introducing characters that have been sometimes 50 plus episodes on the channel, like Edmund, and then Eroviel. Haven't played Eroviel for however many years, right? Like
4 years.
Yeah, so like you all did a great job, and it's kind of like fitting into an old coat. You know, it feels good. I really happy with the performances tonight. So, bravo. Almost as good as Indrina, but you know, we'll see her acting skills hopefully next episode. Unless she's dead, who knows? So here's the deal. This game is going to take place every Wednesday from now until we finish it, which is probably going to be like 10 months from now. Okay, so it's going to go probably through June is what I've kind of scheduled it out for. And if you didn't listen to any of the other stuff at the beginning, like I said, I did a live stream where I talked about it. We've kind of set it so that the chapters of this game are going to be roughly, you know, a handful of episodes. And you'll see there's going to be ways that we're going to bring in a lot of characters from the channel. This is truly going to be a multiverse spanning game. And I posted about this on social media. By the numbers, we have 30 plus characters returning, 19 players reprising characters, and I might even have 10. I put 9 in the post, but beloved NPCs returning as well. So there's a lot to be excited about. And I want to thank all of you for watching with us. The YouTube chat was awesome tonight. Thank you to those of you who gifted memberships, Itsy Bitsy Spider and Greyhawk for the super chat. Appreciate it as always. If you'd like to support the channel, look down below into the description. There's Patreon, Ko-fi, and there's also the YouTube members that CJ alluded to before, memberships. So appreciate all of the support. Anything we're missing? Anything we want to say before we sign off here?
Happy to be back.
Yes.
Looking
Excited to
forward
play.
to what happens next.
And of course, thank you, Bob, for making this happen and orchestrating this grand assembly of the Bobiverse Avengers.
That's what it feels like. Yeah.
I was going to say orchestrating is probably the most keen word you could use for this. This does feel very much like an orchestra
Yeah.
that you've assembled.
I know that all of you have heard from me a lot in the last month, and like the other players that are coming up have heard from me now, and I'm gonna have to do this again, and it's like starting a brand new campaign like 9 times. So it's gonna be quite a bit of work, but I'm so happy to do it because it feels truly, like I said, a send off to 5th edition to these characters that we've come to know and love, and that's the cool thing. You're all heroes in your own worlds, and coming together feels like this was like the perfect opportunity to do it. I think CJ and I had conversations like many years ago about like it would be so cool if we could have some sort of crossover event when we only had like 2 campaigns, 3 campaigns maybe. But now that we've had so many and other one-shots, it feels like this is the opportunity to really sort of celebrate the channel and D&D. So that's the plan. And more to come. We'll see you all in just a short week. And we'll see you on the tabletop. Have a great night, everybody.
Word, sir.